My boyfriend keeps a locked folder on his phone. And the truth broke my heart in a way I didn't expect. I'm a 27F and for months I've had this gnawing, stomach-twisting suspicion that my boyfriend, 29M, was hiding something from me. He has always been affectionate and dependable, the kind of man who never gave me a reason to question him. He's never been weird about his phone, never secretive, never the type to lock things away. But out of nowhere, he installed a locked folder app, the kind with a separate password and an invisible icon. Every time a notification popped up, he'd tilt the screen away immediately, like muscle memory. If I walked into the room while he had it open, he'd close it faster than someone slamming a laptop shut during a work meeting. At first, I tried to give him space. Everyone has things they want to keep private. But the more I noticed it, the more that little voice in my head screamed that something was off. When I asked about it, he gave me vague answers that didn't help anything. It's private. It's nothing bad. I'll explain later. Except later kept never coming. And when someone you trust suddenly becomes secretive, your brain fills in the blanks with the worst possibilities. I started watching him more closely. His mood changed. He seemed distant, distracted, exhausted. He was jumpier, quieter, lost in thought. He smiled less. He went to bed later and woke up earlier. He'd say he was tired, but it felt like something was eating him alive. My anxiety spiraled. I convinced myself he was cheating. Or hiding messages from another woman. Or texting someone behind my back. It got so bad that sometimes I couldn't sleep because I was so consumed with imagining who he might be talking to in that locked folder. One night, while we were getting ready for bed, I confronted him. He looked at me with this heartbreaking sadness in his eyes and said, "Please, give me time," but he wouldn't explain why. That vague plea only made everything worse. It didn't calm me, it made me feel like he was hiding something awful and trying to soften the blow before dropping a bomb on me. Over the next few weeks, the tension in my chest became constant. Every time his phone buzzed, I felt my heart stop. Every time he closed that folder, I felt betrayed even though I didn't know the truth yet. I hated feeling jealous, suspicious, paranoid, but I couldn't help it. Something was happening, and he wouldn't let me in. Then last week, he came home late, looking emotionally wrung out, like someone who had cried in his car before coming inside. He sat on the couch, quiet for a long time, then finally said, "We need to talk." My stomach dropped. I thought he was breaking up with me. Instead, he unlocked the hidden folder and handed me his phone. I expected the worst: screenshots, flirtatious messages, pictures, proof of betrayal. But what I found instead stopped me cold. The folder was filled with letters. Hundreds of them. All written to his mom. His mom who died 2 years ago. Every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, he had written to her like she was still here. Things like, "I don't know what to do anymore. I miss you so much it physically hurts. I wish you could meet her. I think I'm failing. Please tell me what to do. I'm scared, and I hope I'm becoming the man you wanted me to be." Some of the messages were time-stamped at 3 a.m., others right before work, others in the middle of the day. He used that folder like a diary for grief he hadn't processed, grief he'd hidden from everyone, including me. He finally broke down and admitted that her death shattered him in ways he never voiced. He said he didn't want me to think he was unstable or broken, so he carried it alone. He had been going to grief counseling in secret because he didn't know how to tell me he wasn't okay. He didn't want his pain to become my burden. When he said that, he started crying, hard, uncontrollable crying, the kind that comes from a place of months or years of unspoken hurt. And in that moment, all the anger I had felt toward him melted into guilt and heartbreak. I had been imagining another woman when the truth was so much sadder and heavier than anything I could have guessed. Now I'm torn in half emotionally. I feel horrible for assuming the worst when he was just trying to cope with unimaginable loss. But I also feel hurt that he didn't let me in, that he chose to grieve alone in a locked folder instead of talking to me. I can't decide if he was trying to protect me or if he just didn't trust me with the deepest part of himself. And now I don't know what to do. I want to support him, but he is drowning in grief and pushing me out at the same time. I want to help him, but I don't know how without losing myself in the process. And I want to be compassionate, but I can't ignore how lonely it felt to be shut out for months. How do I support someone grieving in silence while also setting boundaries so I don't get lost in their pain? How do I rebuild trust after such a painful misunderstanding? And how do I stop feeling guilty for assuming he was hiding something ugly when the truth was something heartbreaking instead?